My topic this morning is opportunity and possibilities. And I don't quite know where this is going to go. I'm trying to put 60 or 70 hours of intense contemplation into 13 minutes of profundity and inspiration. We'll see how. I'd like to begin by reading this week's Inquiring Minds. Tennyson said, "Come, my friends, 'tis not too late to seek a newer world." Do you lately find yourself wishing you could get away from the goings-on in politics and the world, the various crises, energy, international affairs, immigration, diseases of all kinds, disasters of all kinds, bringing problems very close to home? What are the responses to our world? There are always those who refuse to admit that there is a problem. Others feel more aggressive and demand drastic and immediate action. No one really knows what to do about these problems. However, there have always been these problems. Does that make them more tolerable? I don't think so. But I do feel that our job is to hang in there for peace, justice, and human dignity. We can do this by knowing we are essential parts of divine mind, divine energy, and divine intelligence. This is where we receive our equanimity. That's by Vivian Clark. How timely. But the truth, should I tell them? The truth is that Vivian wrote this, and it was sent out on October 19th, 2012. Truth is constant. Truth doesn't change. Facts and situations might. We have been so blessed in the fact that this disaster has brought out the very best in our humanity. Men and women have come from all over the United States to work, to help. Every facility that was big enough and had the wherewithal became a refugee center. PG&E set up right over by my house on Stony Point. They set up an area about a mile square, about 600 acres. And it has been full of rig trucks of all descriptions and semi-loads of power poles, gravel, and someone told somebody, I heard, that PG&E said there were 8,000 men and women working out of that lot every day around the clock. And I know trying to get up and down Stony Point has been quite a challenge because they have flagmen out and there's convoys of these trucks going out around the clock, coming back in. Food and water and blankets, money has been pouring in from all over the world. But this morning I drove by on my way here, and there were 10 semis parked out on Stony Point, loaded up with the crew trucks. The disaster relief industry is going to leave Sonoma County shortly. FEMA and all the federal aid agencies are going to leave Sonoma County. All the state agencies and all the special booths set up to help people process and find housing and food and process their insurance claims. That's all going to go away sooner than we would like, I think. And at that point, It's going to be up to us Sonomanites. Did I say that right? It's going to be up to us to create this new world that Vivian spoke of and Tennyson spoke of. It's going to be up to us to create the support network we need in our community. And I think more importantly, it's going to be up to us to create the consciousness necessary to create a better tomorrow than our yesterday here in Sonoma County, in our world. Each one of us has the opportunity to participate in that consciousness elevation process, in that rebuilding process, in that creating a better tomorrow process, in that creating the we consciousness and maintaining it. You know, our crisis wranglers met last Sunday, and they didn't come to any great determination other than they're going to try to start putting together resource lists and lists of opportunities that people might have to serve and help in whatever area their passion or expertise or wherewithal might allow them to do that. And I think right in this moment, we have some precious time to expand our awareness, really hone it down, to figure out how we can best serve. Be very aware of what the needs are after this huge influx of help from all over the world has come in. As it goes away, and it will, how can we help create a new future? Last week, at the end of the service, right after our meditation time where we chose to write down our thoughts that we'd like to maintain and ponder and consider this over the coming weeks, I kind of went off on a rant. And if it didn't appear so from your point of view, it certainly was going on in my head. And I don't remember exactly what I said because I was under the throes of, I don't know, maybe I'd slipped the surly bonds of sanity, who knows. But I said, you know, what if, consider the possibility that what if all of the people who were touched and part of our refugee situation right here would start interacting with all of the people who were affected and part of the refugee situation in Florida and in Texas and anywhere else in the world. What happened if we started that dialogue and started manifesting and creating and gathering up all of that energy? What are the possibilities that we might have the opportunity to create if that were to happen? Perhaps we could get a body of people, a large body of people, to say it's just absolutely unacceptable for our country or any other country to create refugees through violence and war and destruction. Unacceptable. Can you imagine the possibilities that might stem out from that? Maybe the sum total of all the divine energy and divine love might erupt like Vesuvius if we were to just take that one step. Start a chain reaction of events and thoughts and build together a we consciousness and a consciousness of humanity and very basic human morality. What if? What if that movement increased and brought about changes in every facet of our society? The status quo, the world is not going to change if we sit here on our butts and just think about all the problems and the possible solutions. I believe with everything within me that we have to do something. And you just never know what might result. We have the capacity within us, each one of us, individually and collectively, to elevate the consciousness of this planet, to elevate the consciousness of humanity. And maybe one or two amongst us might have the courage to get on YouTube and start this dialogue with refugees around the world. There are enough natural disasters to cause all the pain and suffering that humanity needs to suffer. We certainly have the capacity to make enough noise to perhaps shift the consciousness within our planet, within our world, to stop creating refugees. It's up to each one of us. I mean, crying out loud, we've got our hands full just creating some new neighborhoods and some new infrastructure right here in Sonoma County. But I believe that within each one of us, we have the capacity, we have the divine courage and the divine intelligence and the divine mind and intention to do whatever we are led to do. And not led by me, led by what's in your heart, what's in your soul. A new world. We have the capacity to create that new world. We have the capacity to elevate the consciousness within our own self as well as within this universe. But like someone said this morning, I think it was Wayne, that's our free will. It's our choice. I think I'm done talking now. And I think if you choose, you could stand up and go to work creating a little more peace on this earth. But my friends, that's your choice.